I knew a lot of the older people around because I was always with my grandfather. You know, the local ranchers and the local farmers, and you know, my grandfather was a very social person. So he was like doing things the old way and very stubborn. His biggest deal was he wanted it. You know, my dad's the same way. We're Hispanic, and he wanted us to learn how to talk. Talk the language. Learn his Spanish. And he used to tell me, if you don't talk to me in Spanish, don't talk to me. So I wouldn't talk to him. But I could talk it. I could talk, speak it pretty good. I could get by. A lot of the labor that I have, they're Spanish, and they understand English, but they don't like talking it. The ranchers, they like right when it's just starting to head out. They don't want it headed out too much. So right now is I guess when it has the most protein. So he was born on a ranch, and I think with hard times and stuff, his parents had to sell the ranch, and they moved into Magdalena, and from there he worked in the mines, and I guess he just landed up down where we're at now. And when the train's coming by, you could hear the coyotes howling at the train. Saw a pheasant a couple of days ago. Don't see too many pheasants around anymore, but there was actually a pheasant out in the field over here. It was kind of nice. It was really, really nice because we had all that open space. We grew up in the dirt. I mean, we were always on horseback and riding motorcycles, and leave in the morning and come back in the evening. But it was just a bunch of local kids around there, and but we learned how to work also. When it was time to work, it was time to work, and no sleeping in late. Go to bed early and get up early.
I did customer service for almost 30 years, so I guess I was kind of ready to just be away from people. But I like just getting out, and my kids will tease me because I like listening to the sounds. So, I mean, I was in the house one day, but one of them called, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm listening to the wind." So they like tease me now. "Oh, are you listening to the wind?" And I'm like, "Would you stop it? It's like really interesting to listen to the wind sometimes." Or like when I'm out in the field, they'd be like, "Why don't you get like an iPod or on your phone music so you can listen to music?" And I'm like, I just like listening, because you can be like, say, bending down picking something, and you can hear something, it'll come like whoosh, just like a swoosh sound, and you look up and there's a flock of birds going through. So I mean, you can just actually hear all the different sounds in nature. So I just like listening.
Yeah, the seeds there, it's just the ground's dry. I'm waiting for that really, really good year, you know. Every year it's like, oh, it's gonna be a good year, and we survive, but we don't have that, you know, real good year. It would be really nice is to, you know, have a really good income. Everything's just perfect, you know, don't have to, you know, Mother Nature plays a big part in stuff, and then, you know, the younger generation, I don't know what this younger generation's gonna do, because a lot of them don't want to work. It's hard to find people that want to work that hard anymore. They were actually from Albuquerque, and they would come here on weekends or summers and, you know, do some farming, and you know, they've passed away and left it to their kids and grandkids and stuff. So.
And the kids and grandkids, did they just not take an interest?
They just didn't have an interest. And there's actually honeybees in the walls of the house. Not too active today, but there's some right in here, and there's some in the other wall. But this is slowly melting into the ground. My kids, they at the time really didn't like it, you know, because I didn't make them work, and you know, it wasn't sleeping in late, and you know, so. But now they appreciate. I mean, my youngest daughter actually thanked me one day for being hard on her because it gave her good work ethics. Let's see. Well, just, and then the daughters, and that's when they were a lot younger.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we get? District Cooperators of the Year. That's me, my dad, and my brother. That's where the chili's at now. That's the chili field. So you have an idea where it's at. That's prepping the ground. That's what it looked like. That's what it looked like before. And then that's how it came out when we're done.
You're telling them I'm there's your granddaughter on the phone.
No, granddaughter on the. There's a granddaughter and another grandson.
Before I started working on the farm, I'd come home and I worked in an insurance office, and I mean, I'd be dealing with people all day, so I was more mentally tired, and I'd tell them, well, I mean, you're physically tired, but I'm mentally tired. I'm like, it's the same, they're both tired. And now it's like, no, when your body's tired from physical labor, it is a much different tired. So I did learn that I mean, you know, you do get tired both ways, but they are different.
Yeah, I just saw one. But yeah, this one still. You open it up and it's got the seeds in it.
The farm, I'm just hoping we get to a point where, we're kind of there. I hope to produce a little bit more, but just producing good quality food. I mean, you're looking at what's going on, and so much of the farmland's disappearing and stuff. It's like, what are we gonna eat? It's all, you know, going away. So it's just trying to preserve that, because I mean, we have to have it.
It depends on the water. You know, if cities are getting bigger and they're taking more water, and it just depends on the availability of water if farmers could survive. Because south of Elephant Butte, you know, they don't get much water down there, so it's mostly well water pump, you know, that they do down there. I think the average age of a rancher right now is like 60, 70 years old, you know, and it's harder to support the younger generation. Farming's getting more and more expensive to do, and it's just, before it was a family operation, and it's hard to be able to get the younger generation involved and be able to make a living.